Hide them.
Good evening and welcome to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. Round 17 action right here from TIO Stadium. It's the Waratah taking on the Crocs. Joining me to my left, Ricky Nolan and Matty Hepworth. Matty, we'll start with you. It's 2 versus 4. This is should be a cracker.
Yeah, look, certainly is. Whenever the first half of the year, the Crocs, they were really untouchable, held the top of the ladder for most of it. They've dropped a few since Christmas. They are still second on the ladder, 12 wins, 4 losses. Meanwhile, the Tars had a big win over the in-form team of the competition, the Tiwi Bombers, last week. That took them to 4th place with 8 wins and 8 losses. So looking at the ladder, the Crocs all but guaranteed a spot in the finals. But Ricky, more riding on this for the Tars. They are competing for a spot in finals very closely with Tiwi and the Magpies.
Yeah, certainly. I think Magpies are out because of their percentage at the moment. I don't think they can make finals, but Tars can still get 3rd, but I reckon it'll come more down to next week. Buffalo's play Waratahs, I reckon, will be who will get 3rd spot.
As we're about to get underway, it's Gilhouse and Westerberg doing battle. That's going to be a great battle to watch unfold all night. It's Abe Anchors with the first clearance for Waratah. Deep inside, attacking 50 and a great mark there. Good entry. Good start for Waratah. It's what they needed against the informed Crocs.
I reckon it'll be interesting, Anchors, whether they go with a hard tag, because he's already got the first clearance of the game, but it'd be interesting to see if they put any work into him whatsoever, the Southern District's coaching staff.
So that's the same conversation we had last week, Rick. No one at Tiwi wanted to go. He must have smelt or had really bad BO last week. No one went near him. As this is Jordan McKenzie to open up the account for Waratah. Kick on the way. Looks pretty good off the boot. And he gets his first. And Waratah off to an absolute flyer.
Very good start. As I said, I think they've got to put a bit of work into Anchors, one of the best players in the NTFL, but he's already got the first clearance and set him up with the first goal. So I thought Westenberg's hit-outs to advantage are outstanding, so him and Gilhouse will be a very good battle today.
We know that Abe Anchors was Thunder's best and fairest last year as well, so not only doing great things within NT Thunder, but as you said, Ricky, one of the best in the NTFL as well.
Yeah.
Interesting to see the big Shem Tatupu. Allegedly, I've been saying the name wrong.
Allegedly.
Well, all right, I'll put my hand up. Greetings to you, big man. He's a big unit. He had a blinder last week, coming off the back of 5 goals. So back Richard Tambling with the clearance there for the Crocs. Comes out, Bailey Zobel. Bugler. Just pops it over the top. They're away again, Waratah. That's a nice looking kick. Here's Matty Blake. Just weighing up his options down the line. Centres the ball. Tatupu flies, drops a mark. Crocs there with numbers. Just a quick kick, and it's a good mark. Taken to, I think it's Abe Anchors, is it? Yeah, it is.
Anchors again.
There we go.
He's started by the little man. And he'll line up for his first of the evening.
Fairly good shot at goal. We'll see how he goes from about 45 out. Bit of a fly from Tars. I reckon Districts have got a good side, and I reckon they're building for finals. Districts, to me, they look like they're missing a bit of hunger, but I reckon they get the sniff of some lidament come finals. I reckon they'll get that back very, very quick.
Abe Anchors, the shortest man out there, gets onto it. Tatupu takes a mark.
Hello.
Now, Rick, let's just talk him through this. He's trying to come right around. Umpire's going to pull him back. He missed some handlers last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Except for that banana style when he ran the Peter Dacos kick.
especially early.
Let's see how he goes here. See if he
case of deja vu.
turns to the crowd. No, he just goes straight ahead and it works well.
Straight through the middle.
He opens up the account and he gets Waratah's second.
Huge start by Tars. Districts haven't got the ball past the centre yet, so it's very good start.
Ricky, curious to know, you were mentioning before about districts and their building list. At this time of the year, there's just 2 rounds left until finals. Are teams likely to perhaps hold back on some of those fly-in players, hold back on some of their key local players and then put them in come finals time?
I was going to mention this later on. I never used to fly people in on the last round because if you have to play 4 games, to fly in 5 weeks in a row is usually a bit too much.
Yeah.
So that next week puts Tars in a really difficult position. I reckon they've got to make some big choices with that. So with that, I reckon that usually the last round, you don't usually worry too much about the flying situation.
A-Bankers getting eaten there. Gilhouse with a nice tap. Down to Staunton. He'll get it again. Gets a handball over the top. This is better from the Crocs. It's Pemberton with a nice chiselling kick.
Yeah, it's a very good kick.
Finds Valance. Wonder if he's related to Holly Valance. Probably not.
Is that song she had?
He would have had a lot of friends at school if that was the case.
So Bradley Valance will kick from just outside 50. That's a big kick. It's just off to the right. And over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Brad Valance had his medial ligament last season. That'd be a painful one, Ricky.
Yeah, you can't get over him. Medial is out of 4 to 6 weeks, so it's certainly not as bad as an ACL.
So deep in attacking 50 for the Crocs. Ball thrown in. Gilhouse with a nice centering tap. Waratah with numbers though. Just pops it over the top. That was Rosier going to
He's
ground.
danced around.
He's tambling. Handballs it straight up in the air. Staunton, the little bulldog, goes back to Gilhouse. He'll get it back. Here's Lee Dale. No, Staunton goes with the hands. This is better. The kick from Brooke is to the right. And out of bounds on the full.
Crocs really moved that backwards to go forwards. They didn't work out on the scoreboard for them, unfortunately, though.
Whole 2 sides inside the Crocodiles' forward half at the moment, so they're Waratahs are certainly pressing up.
So they've held it in well. You heard the great Ricky Nolan say, ball comes out the side. That's better. Blake with a kick down the line. Bit of holding on. Umpires letting it go. Barlow. Bit of a trip. Again, umpires let it go. Barlow again. It's across ground. Bowden. Farah goes inboard to Rusker. Staunton. What can he do? Kick on the way is to the right. And through for a minor.
Probably as player as good as in form as anyone, Dean Staunton, before Christmas, but then I think he got a bit of a concussion before Christmas, but he's slowly making his way back at the right time of the year.
So the kick comes out in the Gardner direction. Here he is again. He can have another crack at it. It looks a bit better, just across the face. Through for another behind.
Did all right last week, Dean Staunton. Kicked 3 goals last week against the Saints. A little bit off there, but still plenty of time left in the game.
So Zobel plays on. Here's Big Gilhouse. Mr. Berg did well to get the tap in. Barlow just fends off one. That's a throw. Umpire's letting that one go. Brooke gets it again. Throws it on the left. That's a better looking kick. It might pop over the top. And it's just touched through from behind. So Districts work themselves nicely into the game. Just haven't put it on the scoreboard as yet. So it's Waratah 2 goals straight to Districts. 3 behind. 7 minutes gone in the first quarter. So the long kick, here's Gilhouse. Again, Westerberg with the tap. It's deja vu, although it's popped out. McConnell gets into a canter. Goes with the barrel off the side of the boot. Here's Tatupu. And that goes over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
That distance, you'd probably call that a win for the Tars there, wouldn't you, Ricky?
Yeah, I was just thinking then maybe he could have got it a bit more to space, but I would have liked one of the Indigenous boys in Keranua, one of the Tiwi balls with a bit of pace to be able to take that on as well. So
Yeah.
for those boys are probably playing up the field just a touch too far, I reckon, if they're going to play that game style.
So Gillhouse, when the tap down was straight down Flanagan from Waratah's throat, and we'll have another boundary throw in the forward pocket for Waratah. So Tutupu to do battle with Gillhouse. Westerberg's dropped the kick behind the ball. Wrapped up. Umpire circling. We'll have another stoppage.
Tutupu and Gillhouse, they are two big units if they go up battling against each other.
Wouldn't want to get into an arm wrestle with either of them.
No, I would not.
The ball comes out. The centre wing. The ball goes back inboard. That's a good
Wow.
kick.
That's clever.
Bit dangerous, but it works out. Is Bailey Zobel. Throws it on the right. Kick into the pocket. All districts back there. They've worked out well. Waratah with the numbers should win out here. Here's Matty Blake.
Fix the... Oh, no, take the shoe off. Won't fix it up. Take it off.
Barefoot.
Haven't seen that all year. Here's Gillhouse gone to Tutupu for now. Oh, good chase down from the big man. He turns... Some nice hands. Bugler off a step. Gets dropped after it. And that kick's gone downfield. So Ed Barlow giving that one away.
A bit undisciplined because they were about to mark that footy district. So Henry got an open goal square.
Goes for home. And it's just off to the left.
Not a bad ploy by Henry there. He called the full forward to lead and that left the goal square open. Then he had a shot. So, smart footballer.
So Bowden to do the kick out. Comes out wide to Ruska. Drops a mark.
Bad turnover.
Just tightening up a bit. He goes off the deck to a contest. And that one's run over the line to the tune of Samuel Flanagan. And we'll have another boundary throw in. We'll have to bring in your rule soon, Rick. The
Henry throwing one.
anything is deliberate. Absolutely anything.
This is a high density game that I've seen this year. There's a lot of numbers around the football.
It is phenomenal, Ricky.
So the ball comes down from Gillhouse. It's one of a fair few taps. What's the umpire saying here? Advantage paid.
There we go.
They're away. Staunton goes into the middle of the ground. Risky kick. Will it pay off? It's Valance. Gets it on. Ruska. That's a good kick inside 50 to a dangerous spot and a good mark.
They'll run on.
And
Take it away.
plays on. Jess Koopman opens up the account for districts. 10 minutes into the first.
Good ball movement. Talk about that high density. What happens if you do get it away from that density? It can leave a very, very open forward line. So, yeah, kicked it to his advantage and he ended up kicking it. So,
You're right though, Ricky. We've watched a lot of football this season, and just the amount of players around the ball at the moment, it's phenomenal. Like you said, they're leaving the other half completely clear.
Koopman from the Yarrawonga Pigeons kicked 56 goals last year for them in the Ovens and Murray.
Doesn't sound fierce, the Pigeons, does it?
So Brendan Vivola played for the Pigeons.
It's like being called the,
The Butterflies.
the Bendigo Flamingos. As Gillhouse wins another tap out of the middle. Lee Dale runs onto it. Just out of his reach, though. They've ran it backwards and they've turned it over Waratah. It's on the deck. Be a win for the Crocs if they get a stoppage here. Umpire circling and says he'll ball it up.
Like a mosh pit down there.
So ball thrown back up. Gillhouse too strong for Westerberg. Wins a tap down comfortably. Lee Dale off the deck is to the left. And through for a minor.
Lee Dale played in the premiership with Southport in the NTFL last year.
Matty Hepworth, few other games today, I believe, including Froggy Davies' 150th Palmerston. They got the win.
They certainly
I
did.
believe.
Yeah, defeated St Mary's 11-13, 79, 8-56. The Bombers were the other ones winners today. 12-7-79, defeated Darwin Buffaloes 8-15-63.
As we're back inside 50, the snap over the shoulder is just cut off from Daly Banks there. The mark swallowed that one really. Through for behind. Risky kick. Oh, it works. They're away here. Waratah.
Good solid mark by Flanagan. Well, that's a great kick.
Beautiful kick, although dropped mark from Brodie Carroll and over the line.
We're not used to being at TIO Stadium this long. This is past my bedtime, gentlemen.
Oh no, I'm a bit bloody, a bit flat.
Like,
a bit tired.
where's the sun?
I mean, up since about 4. God.
You're a warrior, mate. Footy training or?
Yeah, I was doing star jumps down at the beach, so...
Not for footy training,
No,
though,
no,
just because.
just for training,
Righto.
whatever they call it. This way back on the way.
Insanity, I think they call it.
And saying a good diving mark from Staunton. Looks to move it quickly. Pops it over the top in the Ed Barlow direction. He takes a mark. Just held up on the mark for the moment. Winds around on the right. That's a good kick, although chopped off there by Bugler. And over the line for a boundary throw in.
Staunton probably getting a little bit too much of the footy. I reckon there's something Tars have got to look at. Try to tighten up on him. He's, I reckon, had 8 possessions already. Umpire's doing a good job to get that ball from over the fence as well.
We saw one go over into the Michael Long Centre last week. Good few minutes to fish that one out.
Great Wally Gallio.
They did, yeah, that's right.
Hitting up the T-way player with a 40-metre bullet off the roof. This way back. Centre half back for Waratah. Lee Dale sold a bit of candy, did the big boy. It goes on the left. That's a good kick. And drop mark. Here's Staunton out in space. Throws on the left, just pops over the top. And another drop mark. Must be pretty slippery. And that's a high free kick. No umpire lets that one go. Staunton off a step. It's to the left.
Already mentioned he's getting a little bit of the footy. Lee Dale, very good out of traffic in that situation as well.
So they move to 1-6. To Waratah 2-1.
Plenty of opportunities.
You got the feeling it's going to be a short quarter. We're at centre half back with Waratah. McAdam goes without it. Blake taps it out in front. But Bowden, too good. It's a handball out the back. Here's McAdam again. The kick to centre half forward. And it's just held up there. And the umpire comes in and says, "I will ball it up."
Both sides at round about 4 interchanges each during this stoppage.
Gilhouse again, he's dominant in the ruck. I haven't done many Crocs games lately, Rick, but I'd have to say, judging by how he's going tonight, he's definitely the informed ruckman of the competition.
Yeah, big pickup. Played for Woodville West Torrens last year and had a good year, and they were unlucky not to make the grand final. A bit of controversy involved.
Yes, of course.
That was to do with the amount of players on the ground, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think North Adelaide.
Barlow drops the mark, goes off the deck. Goal. Well done, Ed Barlow. And the Crocs get their second.
Didn't need to scoop it up, just off the boot.
Yeah, with the Woodville, I think it was North Adelaide, I think had too many, a player on the field for 5 minutes too many in the last quarter. And they won by a couple of points, but then they went on and won the grand final from 5th spot. So
wow.
Could have been Woodville. Coulda, shoulda. Words I don't like in the dictionary.
We need, I did use the word controversial last week, and we sung the Prince song controversial. Maybe we could get the director to get that, the music up when we talk about something controversial playing in the background. I think that'd be quite fitting, Rick.
Especially a high dollar production like this one, would probably be able to afford it.
We're running a tight ship here. Westerberg gets the tap down. Matty Blake hovers over it. Umpire circling. He's knocked it out. It's Daniel Simpson. And the umpire's paid a free kick for holding the man. They look to move it quickly to Waratah. The ball comes inside, attacking 50 to Tupu flies. Pops out the back. Brooke wrapped up in the tackle. Could have been holding the pill. And that's holding the man.
I like the way Tars were hunting the footy there. Yeah, they didn't get a goal, but it's the right intent. They were really hunting the footy, and they're unlucky that they didn't make something on that.
Rosier with a kick. Oh, God, he's good. Gilhouse goes inboard.
It's a fair kick by Seb. Bloke not known for his kicking.
McGregor. We don't like big men kicking the ball, but that was a good kick. Look at that. He set that up
Tars are they're playing this condensed footy, but then they're getting murdered when the ball goes over to the dangerous side, or district's dangerous side. So Tars have got to get their starting points right. They need to be playing on the dangerous side of the players because districts are just running, and it's about the third time that they've beaten them just by Tars just not defending well. So they've got to get their starting points right, and they've got to defend on the right side.
Here is Lionel Ogden. The kick. It's to the left, won't quite make it. Stays in, no Leadale with a nice little handball. Ed Barlow over the shoulder, is across the face. Through for a minor.
That's been the story of their quarter, hasn't it, really? Through for a minor.
Yes, 2-1 to 2-7.
Just purely on behinds, it puts them in front.
Bugler with a long kick. The early fly. And it's coming back. They pay advantage. It's Kiranua. Held up on the mark. Doesn't have much down the line.
Districts are rolled back well.
Tatupu drops a mark. And he's been done for a throw.
Oh.
Maybe he thought he was back playing rugby, the big man. So the kick from Swartz goes across.
I reckon last week Tars could have got around the big fella a bit more at ground level, and I reckon they might have worked on it this week because I reckon so far when they have gone to him, they've had good representation around the footy.
A good punch from Kiranua there, getting it over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Just a bit more shepherding, Ricky, or just something else to work with?
No, just work rate to get under him. I just reckon they kicked to him long. He's lucky because he plucked nearly everything that went to him last week. But when the ball come to ground, I just don't reckon they had representation around the footy. So they're working hard to get at his feet from what I've seen so far. And I reckon they probably worked at that at training during the week.
So the ball pops out. Anchor's had his head just about popped off his shoulders. Umpire said that was no problems at all.
Obviously, the crowd's not happy about it, though.
No, giving a bit of advice, bit of friendly advice over the...
I got a feeling that was Tommy Sandry, ex-Waratah's premiership player, that just letting the umpires know how it might need to be done.
That one gets sucked in. The umpire's circling again, and we'll have another stoppage.
There's been a lot of conversation about that this week, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So ball thrown back up. Westerberg flies. Staunton with the kick into the middle of the ground. Here we go from Waratah. It's Arundel with the kick out wide in the Wiley direction, but it's chopped off there from Pemberton. Pemberton goes over the top to Rusker. He gets it back. The kick to centre half forward. Been holding on there from Barlow. Umpire was circling, let it go. McAdam, they've plucked out a free kick.
20 minutes gone in the first quarter. You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO NTFL, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
The long kick down the line. A great mark. Yeah, to Jordan McKenzie. Winds around on the right, pulls a hammy as he kicks it by the looks of it. It's like his leg got shot off. Again, Crocs with numbers at ground level at half back. The kick.
They're away your districts if he grabs this.
McAdam goes off the deck. Clever little soccer, that one.
Just got numbers behind the footy here.
Into space. That's a good kick. Waratah wraps straight up. It was Jess Koopman that flew with the one hand there. Should have gone to two. And Waratah have won a free kick.
He could have wrapped that up, Ben Koopman. We've all had those moments, every one of us, but
I haven't.
So apart from you, Nick, but I reckon I might have had a few of them.
Oh, Nick, you called someone nearly doing a hammy before I did that, getting up to the commentary box.
So it's centre wing Waratah. That's a nice looking kick.
Oh, run on.
Kiranua, too easy.
Oh, thank you.
Goal.
Kiranua with a dribble kick. I don't think Jason Dunster would like that, but it went straight through the middle.
I was going to say I would have been sending that footage straight into Fox Footy. That was the case.
This is what I reckon they've been trying to work on with this open play. So, and these are the players that have got to do it. It's got to be Muncook and Kiranua that hurt him, and they get to space. Well done by the big fella to open it up, and Shepherd was unselfish by him, and Henry finished well.
Some of those key forwards perhaps pushed up a little bit, Ricky. We mentioned before that they weren't coming up deep enough, and he had plenty of space to run on that time.
Yeah, I just reckon the last player's either got to be Mooncook or Keranua.
Yeah.
It can't be one of the other players. They're the two that are going to hurt him with pace. So.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, it can't be Westerberg.
Yes.
So ball thrown back up. Here's Westerberg, wins a tap that time, straight down Barlow's throat. His anchors circling. They've shut him down well. It's wrapped up straight away. Everything he touches at the moment, he's just wrapped straight away. We'll have another stoppage. Stoppage central tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. Scores are level.
Westerberg wins another tap. But again, plenty of numbers around the ball. And we'll do it all again.
I reckon both these sides look fit, and that can often cause congestion because they're able to get numbers around the footy.
So Blake taps it forward. Crocs with numbers. Comes up to centre half forward. This is well worked from Rosier. Goes on the left. It's a good kick in the Mummery direction. Just out of reach. Mummery's coming off. He kicked 3 or 4 last weekend. I think I read somewhere. It's got Matty Hepworth written all over it.
Let me just find that one in the memory bank.
And there we go. It is quarter time here at TIO Stadium, where it's Waratah 3-1-19 to Districts 2-7-19. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm's staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season, where it's Waratah 3-1-19 to Southern Districts 2-7-19. Rick, Southern Districts definitely burnt a lot of opportunities, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And I think the 2 goals Districts got, I think TAR's just got to watch them getting over the back. They've just got to defend that better. But yeah, Districts certainly could have kicked away, but we've got an even ball game. TAR started well and they've used the ball well at times as well.
Yeah, I would say certainly well over half that match was played in District's half there, just 2-7-19. But the Waratah, every time they did end up getting into their 50, they got a goal out of it, or at least one behind there as well. So should be an interesting quarter ahead, gentlemen.
Absolutely, as we see Big Westerberg and Gilhouse in the middle of the ground getting ready to go. The umpire holds the ball aloft now.
There we go.
Looks like he had something wrong with his hand there. So we're back underway. Gilhouse with that nice tap. He's been dominant tonight. The big man who gets wrapped up in a nice tackle. Ball comes up to centre half forward. And Cook flies, drops a mark. There's a free kick coming back. It's going the way of the Crocs. And it's Bowden, comes across ground. They're away here, Crocs. The ball comes up to centre half forward. And just stays in. It's a throw every day of the week, although the umpire lets that one go. The snap just comes over the top of Mummery and over the line for a boundary throw in. Deep in attacking pocket.
Oh, now they finished Districts. A good start. Good run from Sean Martin from defence.
So deep in attacking 50 for the Crocs. Ball thrown in, Gilhouse taps it over the back. Anchors. And that one's out of bounds on the full.
Now, Nick, you gave me some homework before quarter time.
Thank you.
Mummery last week, 3 goals, but it was Koopman with 5 for Districts last week. Staunton with 3 as well, so it was a big game for them. Actually ended up with 13 goals for the game and did it comfortably over St Mary's.
Good to see you listening and putting in the hard yards at the break.
Never did it for 12 years in school, so I thought I'll do it in the commentary box now.
You're doing homework at quarter time break. Rick is in the bar having a pie, so that's the difference between you two. As we're back.
One of those diet pies?
Centre wing. Yeah, it sure is. That's his favourite. The ball pops over the top to Kiranua. Spins into trouble, does the big boy that time. And the Crocs again off half back. Work it up to centre wing. It's a nice tackle. Umpire's letting this one go. That's a Rundle. Kicks to centre half forward. But again, Crocs with the numbers. And that is holding the pill.
He had a poor opportunity.
Nice tackle on Tim Brook there.
They're set up well behind the footy, though, Districts. And 50.
There we go. No back chat this week.
I reckon reading newspapers and social media during the week, I think there might be a bit of a message that umpires aren't going to put up with anything anymore. And they've just got to, you've just got to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You often see a lot of abuse almost thrown at umpires towards people from the crowd, but there's been a lot of focus this week on abuse from players.
Has Tars put it through?
On the field.
Simpson. Yeah, but there's a lot of talk, wasn't there, during the week about that? And come on, look, I've umpired at footy before, a bit overseas and that, and there's nothing, you go and help out, you're trying to make the game better, and then you're copping abuse. So I can see where they're coming from that situation, and until you try umpiring, you don't know how difficult it is, and players make mistakes all the time, but an umpire makes a mistake, and then we sort of come down on them pretty harsh, so we all make mistakes. So.
Yeah.
Where I've made plenty of mistakes in my lifetime, on and off the field as we're back.
I was going to say that.
Sorry, mate.
Do it.
Sorry, mate. You can't stitch up a stitch-up artist. So we're at centre half forward. Staunton buries ahead, gets a ball out. This is good from the Crocs. Like the build-up, pops out the back. It's a good spoil from the Waratah defence, running off half-back. No, it's held up. Mummery gets wrapped up straight away, flicks it out the back. And again, Waratah. And they'll see that one over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, I haven't seen Districts a lot lately, but as I said, I thought earlier on the year coming off a premiership, I didn't think there was a big premiership hangover, but I think they were quite as hungry as they looked. But in saying that, they're travelling very nicely. They're going to finish top or second on the ladder. And come finals, I reckon there's a gear or two in them, and they'll be around the money.
Simpson for Waratah, go backwards. Done this well. Was that your mate, Rick?
Yeah, the fire calendar guy.
Fire calendar guy, Flanagan, has ambitions to get on that calendar. The ball pops out the back. Mackenzie goes off the deck to Tupu there. He's too big, that unit. Here comes the ball outside. Again, could have been a high free kick. The kick is a good one from Mark Wiley. No, it's not.
No, it was caught on the line, and they're away again.
It's a free kick. You've got to watch the footy. Fair handball by Brody Carroll back there to set that one up as well. They were unlucky, Tars.
Coming back to Lee Dale. He goes with the hands to Barlow. Umpire's calling this one back. Got to come back over the mark. Powell. Love that umpire, that little fella. He does a good job. That's a good kick to Tambling. It's been a bit quiet tonight, Richie boy.
Yeah.
Like to see that man work into the contest more. So they've worked well. Valance inside attacking 50. Whoa. Big fly at the back. Dropped Mark. Jeez, that was a big leap. Waratah, here's Charles McAdam. Goes with the handball backwards. The kick to the top of the square. It's a nice spoil. It was McCarthy. He's put that straight out of bounds.
For deliberate.
And he's paid deliberate. So he just tried to get it out of there pretty quick. And the miss kick. And the free kick. Would you have paid that, Rick?
Yeah, because I hate boundary throwing, so I'll back the umpire.
Particularly like after all the commentary, over the last week, which is we back the umpire in the box today.
We love him. Absolutely love him.
In all honesty, the only one that with umpires that upsets me is when two ruckmen are going at a boundary throw and they pick one of them out when they're both. I just think they've got to let that one go. Apart from that,
both hanging off each other. That ball comes across the face and out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Ed Barlow throwing his weight around.
A bit of a transition, I think. The great Mark Noonan, who's been the star for the last 10 years. I think he's getting a bit old, and some young blood are coming through with him. So be a bit patient.
The poster boy of umpiring, Mark Noonan, the great man. This one comes out. It's Ogden off a step up to the top of the square. Gilhouse, the big man, chases after it.
Well done there. Bodyline the footy, excellent.
Yeah.
Pour that effort. Big fly at the back. Ogden drops it. They're away. No, they're not. Leedale chops that one off. And he's copped a free kick. Absolutely no idea what that one was for. Ed Barlow.
Well done by Zabel to put his body on the line there.
That one's gone over the line. We'll have another boundary throw. Did you see what that free kick was for? I missed it.
Not a clue, mate.
No. Okay, I thought it was going the other way.
Talk about big Ed Barlow. Over 35 touches last week with the Saints. That's fantastic in the NTFL. In any game.
Absolutely. So ball thrown back in. Gilhouse drops it. There's a race on. Comes to the top of the square now. He's Mincook. Just a nice little kick. And the mark has been paid. That's Wiley. Goes to right half back. Arundel. They stuffed it up. And that one is going to come back in to the tune of Josiah Farah.
Kicking from 52, so it should be a fair kick of the footy if he gets it.
Of course, no Will Farah this week. Brother Josiah lining up. As Rick alluded to, 52 out. It's a big kick. It's nice off the boot. It's got the distance just to the left. Another behind.
Jinx, mate. Oh, no, we probably shouldn't do that in the commentary. No, I take it back. I take it back.
Let that one go. Let that slip through to the keeper. That one. I might still stitch you up, though. They're stuffing around with it here, Waratah. Mark's been paid just travelled the required distance. It's Bailey Zobel in the back pocket.
He's calling for something as well. Something, anything.
He's got nothing. The Crocs again have held it up nicely. Big fly at the back. Koopman. And they've paid the free kick. Advantage paid. Oh, it's coming back. It's, let's see who the player was. They were leading with the head, definitely.
Now it's gone over the fence. We'll have about a 4-minute break here, I think.
So what else has been used this week?
How about the weather today?
Wowee, it was hot today. It is actually quite hot in here, isn't it?
The price of eggs these days is ridiculous.
How about those Yankees?
Anyone watch the Super Bowl?
I did. We'll talk about that at half time, though. Meanwhile, back at the football.
It went for 9 hours. You couldn't miss it.
Oh, it's a nice mark by Bugler out in front of Barlow. He does that very well. And he's absolutely stumped that one up and got it straight down to throw to Dean Staunton.
He kicked off 1 foot, leaning backwards. It's just every time that happens, you turn the football over. Don't know if Dean can kick this far, though.
Winds around on the wire. On the right, he's dobbed it.
Makes me look stupid.
Well, our commentator's curse is well and truly alive.
Absolutely.
2 steps from 50 and she's gone straight through.
You just called out Bugler about doing it.
Nah, but he did take at least 2. Bugler took 0.
Here we go. Here it is again.
More he's going backwards. When you're leaning backwards, you usually turn the footy over.
So Districts get their third. 10 minutes gone. Waratah up by... No, Districts up
It's a
by
decent kick
1.
by Dan. That's a good 50-metre kick.
Hasn't always been clean, but it's been a tight game. Certainly don't know that much.
Districts by a point, I think.
So here we go, out of the middle again. Yep. Tambling just tapped it backwards to Flanagan. Mr. July of the Fire Brigade calendar. Umpire letting this one go. Centre half forward. Tatupu with a nice big tackle. Ball pops out. Fitzgerald off a step, kicks it to the top of the square. And again, it's Crocs at ground level. Oh no, the snap over the shoulder. Brody Carroll is a good one.
Good snap by Brody, the boy from Catherine.
Seen a bit of that from Tars, that working backwards to then get forwards. Is that just because there's so much congestion around the ball, Ricky?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're getting to the down to the bottom of the packs a bit better this week. But no, they did well here. A bit of a chaos ball and roved it well. Just need to first grab the footy there, but take your opportunity, Brody, and he's kicked it. He's done well. Worked at Subway at Catherine as a young guy, Brody, and now just taken on an apprenticeship. He worked at his father's highly successive lawn mowing business for quite a while.
I've heard about this business.
Crew cut mowing. It is a botzer in Darwin, and now he's just got an apprenticeship as an air-conditioned mechanic.
Why would you do an apprenticeship when you can work at crew cut?
Crew cut mowing.
Crew cut mowing, I don't understand. Anyway.
Or Subway.
Centre half forward. Here's Tutupu running onto it. He's holding on the big man, and the umpire's paid that free kick. That's going the way of Sean Martin. Goes to left half back. Well, they could be in trouble here, the Crocs. And holding the ball. They are red hot on that one. It's Matty Rosier giving away the free kick. Not going with the lip this time to give away the 50. So Waratah looking to get another score on the board. Goes long to the top of the square. Tatapu at the back. Tutupu, sorry. I've stuck that one up again. Ball comes out at centre half back. It's Crocs with the numbers.
Quick.
No.
Too many fumbles there.
Big contest there at half back. Umpire letting this one go for now. Here's Kiranua. Goes out playing. It's a nice kick, although just at the feet. And Bowden with a big tackle and holding the ball. Those ones I don't quite get. Anyway.
3v3 up the field districts, so they're a good chance here.
Matty Rosier. On his Barlow. He winds around on the right. They're at half back now. Waratah. Ball in dispute. Umpire circling, and he will throw it up.
A little bit of trivia for you, gentlemen. Both coaches in tonight's game.
B. No, sorry. Sorry, I thought it was multiple choice.
Well, both coaches took over their current roles from Michael McLean. Rusker at the Crocs in 2013 and Ayres at Waratahs this season.
Ed Barlow with a snap is a good one.
There we go.
Midway through trivia night, he's just snagged one. There's Ed Barlow. And puts Districts back in front.
His son, he had 35 last week. I think he's important from Barlow. The only thing that worries me with Barlow, and I've got no idea because I've never done it, but his first game was the last game before Christmas, and I think he's had to play 5 of 7 after Christmas. So he's been on a plane a lot every week. And depending on how many games Districts play in the finals, will it tire him out? But he is coming from Brisbane. I know he plays from Aspley in the NTFL, so that's close to the airport, so it mightn't be too bad to do, but... been on a plane a lot after Christmas. But his form at the moment is outstanding.
Big Tutupu in the ruck this time. He wins it down. He goes after it, gets the ball out. He's a workhorse, the big boy. So the kick comes out to centre half forward. Mummery taps it to advantage, does well. Throws it on the right. That's a great kick. Have a look at that. Straight down the throat of Rosier.
Matty Rosier made the NT Thunder team of the decade. Probably as good honour as you would ever have in territory footy to make that, I reckon, over the last 25 years.
Yeah,
it's a huge honour.
Been some great players, Rick.
Yeah, I had some great ones missed out as well. Brad Vassell and some superstars that I reckon missed out on that side.
Yeah.
Sorry, who was that last one?
Sean Tapp's another gun that missed out.
Rosier from 45. Doesn't quite have the distance in him, and that one's tapped through for A behind.
You know, rolling out some trivia before. Here's another one for you. Ed Barlow, in February 2017, accepted a position with UQ for a Master of Psychology program as a provisional psychologist.
There you go.
Got a few brains.
Yeah.
Gilhouse puts that one down, but taps it in the Valance direction with the kick over that. Have a look at that. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. And Valance, he gets his first.
And Ed Barlow, before he went to Aspley, he played for university in the NTFL, actually. So he might have been going to Sydney Uni and playing for them. Let's do a little lead, Districts. There's nothing better than turning a footy over in your forward half and then kicking a goal from it. So.
So back in the middle to Tupu. And to tap down to himself. Ball pops out to Sam Flanagan. And holding the ball.
Got a bit of a message that Ed Barlow's now living here, so no wonder he's playing every week.
Well, it's a good place to live, Darwin.
It'd be interesting if Thunder try and get onto him then, if he's living here. But he might be just here for the footy season, then going back to Aspley.
So it's a nice smother there from Kiranua. Here's Rosier. He's been pretty busy tonight. He's had a good game, liked his game. All comes out. Speaking of good games, Staunton on the right. And that is juggled over the line by Matty Duffy. So left half forward for the Crocs is Tatupu. Gets the hands backwards as well, the big man. And that ball's going back over the line again. Out of bounds on the full.
Tars don't realise they've got the kick though, I don't think. He does now.
Brody Carroll, you always claim them, don't you, Rick? Those 50-50s? Okay.
Jason Ackermanis, he'd run from one side of the field to the other to get him when he was at his Brisbane Lions days.
Do a couple of handstands in the process as well.
Sam Flanagan, if he's in the calendar sheet, I don't think they'll have like the knee brace in that, Rick. You would know you've done one before. That's a good mark.
He's done the knee brace or the calendar.
The knee brace or the calendar.
That's the calendar shirt I'm talking about. Here's Mincook from Waratah, half forward, right half forward. Goes with a nice little chipper. Just hangs in the air too long. I might get this back, Waratah. They've caused a turnover.
They're the footy, aren't they?
Here's Brody Carroll. Just goes without it and then throws a wild-looking right boot at it. That's better. Look at that. Look at that kick. What was that kick from McConnell?
And it went, I think it was in a backwards handball as well.
Look, that the hairstyle matches the kick. That was short and sharp. Just went over the top, Rick.
Just the chaos footy. I reckon the districts are playing better footy. But just watch them hunting the footy here, Tars. They're good at it. So Brody just had to be a bit clearer here, but yeah, pumped it out of this situation, but was a bit blind and went to the wrong person, and McConnell has hurt him.
Who's the player that played? I think he plays at Hawthorn now. He did play at Western Bulldogs with the that left foot, and he sort of comes from the side, Rick.
Suckling.
That's what that kick was like.
An elite kick, isn't he?
When he gets them, sometimes he turns it over though. Lee Dale there for the Crocs. Tatupu gets wrapped up. Umpire letting it go. No, we'll ball it up.
They're hanging in there, Tars. They're just not going away.
6-1 to 5-9. Umpire going to do this one again.
Another stoppage. You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO NTFL's Apia and MacArthur River Mining. Waratah's 6-1-37, Districts 5-9-39.
So a big tackle. Here comes Lee Dale. Waratah have worked this nicely. They've just gone backwards though. We want to get it forward at some stage. And that's holding the man every day of the week.
Wouldn't want to go much further backwards, would you? They've been doing it a bit today, go backwards to go forwards, but when you're riding in towards your defensive 50, it's probably time to stop.
Pemberton with a nice kick. Rosier plays on. He's turned it over. Gooch. So Gooch at half, right half back for Waratah. To Cam Douglas. And he's put that one out of bounds on the full.
Said it before, it hasn't been clean, but it's certainly been a tight contest, hasn't it?
I was just thinking before, I watched a bit of footy today. I reckon it's been a notch up on the other two games today. So I reckon the coaches would like a good finals type hit out or a close game.
Douglas winning back the ball there, just puts it over the top of Kiranua. Kiranua, it's good pressure from him, good forward pressure. Might turn the Crocs have worked this nicely, although that held up again for the moment. Waratahs get there in numbers. It's better work from the Crocs at half back. McAdam runs into his teammate. Gets it over top to Valance. Barlow just chips it up, pitching wedge style. Ogden back to Barlow. This is a good build-up. Just misses the target though. And that should have been holding the ball. No, umpire's letting this one go. Staunton runs into trouble. That is holding the ball. Definitely. And they're just going on with it a bit here.
Temperature rising.
Things are fired up there. Fired up, the boys. 22 minutes gone in the second. You'd think the siren would go any moment. Comes out here to Douglas. He's gone the Ricky Nolan look with the hairstyle. And that one's over the line. No. Still in.
Free kick.
Oh. I was very confused by that thing.
So can Waratah snag one before the half-time siren? Westerberg, it's worked out of it. He's throwing bodies around. Umpire is holding the man. McAdam looks to take the advantage. And a good advantage it was if it stays in. No, it's out of bounds on the full. It's out of bounds on the full. The umpire still decided to play deliberate. No.
Tomato, tomato.
So here's Gooch. What can they conjure up? He goes long with the kick. To right, half forward. That's all Crocs back there. And a good mark to Josiah Farah. It's been a bit quiet tonight too, Rick. Him and Tambling. Like to see them to work into the game a bit more.
That's well done. I still reckon Districts have got another gear or two in them, eh? I reckon they haven't had a real good run with injuries this year. Look, I don't think they've had the... last year, I reckon they were just on fire. Like no one could get near them. So, but sometimes I reckon when you're a coach, you don't want to be winning by big margins going into finals either. So I reckon they've had a decent preparation and a bit of smell of Linneman finals footy in the air. Then you can. It doesn't automatically happen. You got to make it happen. But I think they're sitting well for a tilt at it.
And they won the first 6 games. It was 6 or 7 this year before they were untouched. And I think it was the Tars that undid them.
Yeah, it was actually, yeah.
It was a real shock game over at Gardens Oval.
Tars were beating the best sides and losing to the lower sides there at one stage.
Yep.
See they go. McConnell off a step. That's a good looking kick, although nice ball there from Mitchell Pendleton. And it is half time here at TIO Stadium, where it's Waratah 6-1-37 to Southern Districts 5-9-39. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids?
Absolutely zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2018-2019 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
It's a bit less stressful when there is actually a replay operator there as well. That was my only downfall. Yeah, it was well, yeah. Oh no, it's just because we were saying that we need to do replays.
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season. The third quarter just about to get underway. It's Waratah 6-1-37, just trailing by 2 points to Southern Districts 5-9-39. Again, Rick, Southern Districts have just played this one out nicely, haven't they?
Yeah, it's a close game. I reckon Districts have played better footy, but just the persistence of Tars impresses me.
They're playing that chaos ball, aren't they, Matty?
Yeah, it is. It's actually amazing no team's broken away yet. I mean, half time, and it's been a lot of shots at goals, but yeah, look, I think if Southern Districts can have a little bit more accuracy this half, they'll take it away.
The arm wrestle continues at TIO Stadium. It's Waratah looking to clear this one. They've worked it backwards, umpire circling, and it will have a ball up. Ball thrown back up. Gilhouse with the tap out wide. Straight down the throat of Flanagan. Gets the kick out to the outer wing. It's a nice contest out there. Rosier goes backwards. They've turned it over again, have they? Bugler there for Waratah. Just worked out of it. Gilhouse with some nice cheeky little hands to Pemberton. He goes inboard. Staunton puts the head down. Look at that for a delivery.
Unbelievable, Dean Staunton then. Took the footy to pace, and he's still running now, trying to get the footy back. He's extremely fit at the moment, and I think he's in for a huge final series.
Well, this bloke got 5 on the board last week against St Mary's. I think he's already up 1 today, Koopman.
Just on Dean Staunton, I hardly played a game going into the final series last year. He had an injury, and I think he qualified by playing Div 1, and so it's going to be a big pickup for Districts come finals time.
Jess Koopman from 50 out. It's just to the right. What did we enjoy at half-time, gentlemen? I went the pork roll.
The pork roll? Yeah, nice.
Not bad.
I was trying to organise my under-16 Div 2 side tomorrow.
How are we looking? I enjoyed helping you last week, Rick.
That's
good.
Very appreciated.
Am I on tomorrow?
Yes, you certainly are.
I'll come down and watch that one.
It's not a selection process.
Ed Barlow drops that one. Fitzgerald. Barlow runs over the top. And free kick for too high. It's Brody Carroll running into trouble, and it's a average handball coming out. And Angus does well.
Kept his feet well there, didn't he?
Like he got into a little bit of a surf sort of vibe. It's Keranua. Has nothing down the line. Has Bugler long in a one-on-one. Numbers get there though. Bugler goes with the one hand. Flicks it out the back. And again, Staunton off a step. Gets it up to half forward. Lee Dale. He's been a bit quiet this match too. Umpire circling, and we'll have another ball up. It's been an arm wrestle the whole game. Not many highlights for the highlight reel. Westerberg, that's some nice footwork from the big man. Gets a handball out to Zobel. He winds around, gets a kick up to centre half forward. Bugler flies. Keranua does well. Nice footwork. Sells some candy, does the big man. Goes long to the top of the square. Tatupu does well. Just works the opposition player out of it.
Well done, Bowden. Good mopping up.
So McAdam. They've come backwards.
Another chance for Tars here.
Gardner goes inboard to Keranua. That's a interesting looking kick to Tupu. It keeps it going forward. It's a nice work. Anchors on the left. That is out of bounds on the full.
Tell you what's interesting is the coaching of TARS, which I agree with. I reckon it's really... Bugler's gone forward, so they've sort of gone, we're either going to win the game or we're not. So I reckon some good coaching there because they've got a good target there, but he usually plays as he's one of probably the best or second best defender in the game. Must be something wrong with that footy.
We're so versatile. We've seen quite a few TARS games, and he often starts in the back line there and moved around anywhere from the midfield to the forward. But as you said, Ricky, like he's best up back.
They do it when Waddell's here, but Waddell's not playing today, so I reckon they're saying we're either going to win the game or we're going to lose it. So if we lose it, we're having a crack at it.
And based on ladder position, there's more riding on this for TARS than Southern Districts.
No, that would be Captain Obvious, but I reckon you're right. I reckon they are going to win it or they're going to lose it.
After I said that, I thought to myself, give yourself an uppercut.
Kieran got ragdolled there, umpire circling. Should have been a free kick, but he let that one go.
I hope it's a draw, then
I'm just thinking of something to say. And it's not impossible. There's 3 points in it.
I'll lose my mind. Karanua on the left. That's a good-looking kick. It's a goal.
Hello.
He snuck it home, the little man.
Very dangerous around goals, isn't he? This young man went and played for Lauderdale in the Tasmanian State League, and I reckon he's come back a lot better footballer. And fair effort to hang down there in cold Tasmania for 6 months. Him and Timmy Mosquito, and I just reckon he's had an extremely good season. He's so important for Waratahs.
Quite the opposite conditions of territory footy, isn't it? You're getting down to a few degrees down there in the winter playing footy. Up here, you're lucky if it gets under 30 degrees playing footy.
Kim Cantilla not playing today, who's usually his other partner in crime down there. Joel Stevens, who was rising star during the week as well, not playing for TARS, and Waddell, so they've got a few out.
Westerberg with a nice tap straight down to Anchor's direction. He goes without it though. Now the free kick's coming back. Looks like it's going to Steve Rusker. So he moves it quickly, gets a kick up to half forward. Josiah Farah throws it on the left.
That's worked.
Here's a goal. A goal from nothing. Have a look at that. Josiah Farah. Ooh.
Usually a sign of a decent footy side when you respond quickly, and they responded within about 15 seconds. So.
Have a look at this. There's a good kick from Rusker.
Old left footers, they're pretty good shots at goals usually, aren't they?
We
got a good bounce. We are, as did you say?
Yeah, we are. I'm a left footer.
You're a lefty, mate.
I'm a left footer.
Oh. Makes a lot of sense. Take that what you will.
Way back in the middle.
Ball being thrown up tonight.
Gilhouse with a beautiful tap into Tambling direction. Gets a nice clearance. Get it up to left half forward. Do the Crocs. Mummery. Goes with the right to Gilhouse. Doesn't quite hit the target down at his feet. And then he goes on the left. Insert Benny Hill music there as he goes over with the kick. He sure did. He's Ed Barlow. Gets wrapped up on the pill. Umpire says play on. It's the kick up to centre forward to Dupu. Takes a good mark. He's got players running out everywhere. He's gone with the handball.
Oh, it's a terrible one.
No. Down the feet of Carroll. He chucks it on the left and just touched on the line by Michael Bowden and through for a minor.
Because we saw TARS briefly take the lead before. They're actually still in the lead of the Statewide Super Club of the Year award, and if they win that at the end of round 18, they pick up an extra $7,000 for the club.
So good cash.
Pretty handy money for a local club.
Absolutely. Here's Lionel Ogden. Gets on the afterburners. That's a good-looking kick. A drop mark. So body's flying everywhere as the kick comes to the top of the square. Waratah with numbers at ground level.
It's got a hit or they are in trouble.
Oh, they could make him pay.
Oh. Now, that's an interesting call. He didn't have much time with the ball. He's been pinged for holding it. I don't really understand that one.
This could be a big win for the Crocs here.
It's going in a bit too wide, I reckon, there. Let's try and go a little bit more direct if possible.
As Josiah Farrett seeing that one over. They're red hot on it up in the territory with holding the ball, Rick. You barely get an opportunity, don't you? If the ball pops out. I notice in the AFL they give the ball carrier the benefit of a doubt. So ball's thrown back in. Westerberg with the tap. And a free kick. Which way is it going to go?
That's the one I don't like when I'm talking about with the ruckman. Just let the big fellas go at it. Seb Gillhouse, known goal scorer, so we'll see how he goes, the big fella.
Good ruckman, though.
Barlow coming around the back. Tars are onto it, though. I'm going to interest him with Zeb. I don't know if he's re-signed with Woodville West Torrens, but a couple of years ago I was trying to deal with Woodville West Torrens to get a player released for finals, and they would not have a bar to do with it. So,
all right. That's an awkward ball drop from Big Gillhouse.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how that pans out, because it was Nick Yarrow who I was trying to get released, and they just virtually hung up on me. So, but Nick was young then, and Zeb might have a few runs on the board being a ruckman, so that might help, and it might be part of his contract. I don't know, or he may not even be playing there.
Nice click from Swartz, gets a kick. Deep in, attacking 50. Players out the back. That's a nice little snap. That just run over the line.
Districts have really stepped up again in the last couple of minutes. For Waratah's just sitting on the back foot a bit, I think.
I just feel like it's just about to open up the floodgates.
Yep. But that problem with Districts is that accuracy, though.
You'd want to touch that. That's out of bounds on the full. Not touched. So Barlow. That's a nice kick. Josiah Farrow out in front.
Looked right at full forward, Farrow.
Isn't he?
Might take his brother's spot.
So Josiah Farrow takes a mark from about 40 out, right on the boundary line.
Need 6 scoring shots to 12 behind. 6 goals, 12.
Yes.
If they lose tonight, it's going to be from accuracy. Let's see how they go here.
It's going to be a draw, I'm telling you. That's a fair kick.
You're kidding me, aren't you?
For a left footer, that's unbelievable.
Wowee.
Wow. Josiah Farrow. Got the last 2.
He's looked pretty good out of there. He's given probably 3 or 4 contests, kicked a couple, missed one as well. So.
That's quite a ridiculous kick, isn't it, Rick?
For a left footer.
That's your Buddy Franklin sort of vibe, isn't it?
He took that mark. He sat on the knee quite for a while there. Just that spot there. There. He was posing. He was looked over at the photographer. Have you got this one? Have you got it? You good? Yeah, all right. Okay, I'll move on. I'll kick the goal now.
You guys want to capture this knee moment? Because I'm ready.
I reckon Tars need a goal here. I reckon Districts have got a touch of momentum, and I'd be a little bit worried, even to the point where I'd maybe put Bugler behind the footy.
Tatupu giving away the free kick now. I didn't see that one. Karanua comes out the back.
Ooh, what way? I was saying, I reckon Tars need a goal.
Oh, they nearly had a chance there.
Yeah, they did. It was a good clearance.
Yeah.
So Simpson getting that one. The outer wing, right in front of the scoreboard.
Tars need this win more tonight, and they're hovering, I mean, the same amount of goals as Southern Districts. The Crocs are just holding on by behinds. 4th on the ladder at the moment, I think around equal with Palmy and the Bombers as well.
Does that win that Palmy had today bring them up to even?
Yeah, Palmy's percentage is they can't make it. In my opinion, I don't think they can make it. They've got to make up 30%, which means they've got to win next week by 1,000 points or something, I think.
Oh, I've seen stranger things in the territory.
Doable.
Absolutely. So the ball on the outer wing. Waratah win that one forward. Nice body work there from Bo Swartz on Karanua. Umpire circling, and we'll have another stoppage.
I mean, just on Palmy, I was talking to Ray Hayes, who's a Palmerston legend, last week. They've had 7 wins, massive improvement to their footy club. I just reckon it's a step forward, and going into next year, it's going to be easier to recruit. They've got a population of 30,000 people out there, so if someone moves to town, they're not going to be looking at other clubs, because they're going to go, how many games did you win? Just missed finals. 7 games. I think they play Wanderers next week. They could win 8, possibly.
Wow,
yeah, and I just think it's going to be easier to recruit, and it's a massive step forward. And getting Mark Dennis's terrific work by their football department. But I reckon I was talking to Ray Hayes. I just said to him, we were talking about it, and it's just a step in the right direction to that footy club. And they've done very, very well.
So the ball thrown back in to Tupu. Knocks it forward. That is just holding the pill. No, I didn't know they won the free kick. That umpire said advantage. They've stunk that right up. So here's Rozier. Does a 360. Umpire lets that one go as well. The ball comes up to centre half forward. Pops out the back. Gilhouse with the awkward handball. They've just tapped it on. McAdam.
Crowd are getting into this one.
They sure are. It's just gone up a notch in the last couple of minutes.
I think Tars realise that they need to step up a notch right now. There's a lot riding on the line for them.
We see Justin Bugler just stretch out the calves.
Now, I can't stress the importance of Tars to get this next goal. I just reckon Districts have got a little bit of momentum. That's the one I don't like, umpires. Please stop paying that, or he's going to pay it again. Oh, no, they're going to throw it in again.
There we go.
You've got two monsters there. Let them go at it.
That's a good throw in. McAdam, the clearing kick up to centre wing. Yeah, that's holding the man. Geez, they've put the whistle away, the umpires. And a throw. Advantage. Jeez, it's really stepped up a notch. And the crowd's not liking it. Lee Dale
what's going on.
Receives from Rozier. The kick goes inside, attacking 50. It's a good kick. And a good mark to Koopman. It was a wild few minutes, and gentlemen.
Ooh, it's wiping the sweat off my brow.
I wasn't. We've got the air conditioner back on. It's working a treat.
Excellent. Thank you for that, mate.
There's Koopman. He's lining up for his third.
If Districts get this, it's the lead's just getting a bit yucky.
Less than 10 minutes left in the game, you'd assume.
The lead sits at 10 points currently. The kick on the way is good. They extend it to 16. Koopman gets his third, sorry.
That's all right. It's 8 goals in 2 weeks for Koopman.
And a handy recruit.
As, yeah.
And he gave a little bake to A Bankers.
In fact, 30 goals from 10 games. He's the leading goal kicker for Crocs at the moment.
There you go.
Nowhere near Trent Melville from Nightcliff, though. 51 goals from 16 games this season. That's very impressive.
He has had a great season. So, Nightcliff, who are they playing tomorrow? Wanderers at Nightcliff, aren't they, Rick?
Yeah, yep.
Top and tail of the ladder.
What time have we got the footy on tomorrow?
11:30. Get there early because it'll probably be a sellout.
Under 16's Div 2. You'd be mad not to.
How they going, Ricky?
Oh, you're sitting on top of the ladder.
Do you want some humble pie with that, or?
Here's a flying kick from Bailey Zobel. Totally missed the footy. Lee Dale works that one out. Douglas goes without it. Pops out to Rozier. It's a handball out wide. This is a good build-up from the Crocs. Koopman in a one-on-one. The Waratah defender win that one.
That was a goal-saving mark, that one, and did they need it?
That's a big kick. Coming out, big fly there from Carroll. It's a nice handball. They've done well. Carroll gets it back. Goes long, gets absolutely dumped after it. To Tupu. Drops it. McAdam. Geez, just a few things are going the right way for the Crocs at the moment. That's a good effort there from Brodie Carroll. Just held them all up. He's done well. That's on the bill. Oh, he's been done for tripping.
It's more than a good effort by Brodie Carroll. 3-on-1. One of those blokes is the $6 million man in Gillhouse, and he's held it up. It was really well done. Here he is again. Watch the ball, though, Brodie.
Bowden just gives him a little love tap.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, couldn't quite do it.
Jeez, the Crocs are really having a good little run for the moment. The long kick to centre half forward. Kiranua puts on a bit of fancy footwork. Big contest there to win. He's done well. Westerberg back to Kiranua. They need a goal. Douglas running back with it. Drops the mark.
Hold on to it.
Ogden gets a handball over the top. Swartz. They're stuffing around with it, the Crocs.
Good handball, though.
Rosier. It's a nice looking kick. A diving mark. No drops. Lee Dale gets a handball back. It's Ruska off a step, and that one's out of bounds on the full. It's Matty Hepworth.
Tried to cough away, it didn't work, did it? I think more coughing went through the mic than it went away from the mic.
More butter menthols from you, please, sir. There's a kick. That's a dangerous kick in the Westerberg direction. Mummery wins that one in the 2-on-1. Hoopman puts a little step on, goes back to Mummery. Goes with a little pitching wedge style kick. That's a good one. We find Steve Ruska. And all that hard work up forward, Rick, for Waratah, it's just going to come undone.
Slipping away.
Getting into red time now. It'll be an important goal for Districts.
Absolutely.
You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO NTFL's APR and MacArthur River Mining.
Steve Ruska to get his first for the evening and extend the Crocs lead. He's pulled it left.
Went back on the kick then.
The Waratah crowd giving him a bit of a clap.
Bit of vocal crowd tonight, isn't it?
It has, hasn't it? Well, there's 10,000 people down there. You would hope it would be vocal.
There's Districts people everywhere here. It wasn't the best option.
Might find Chief Minister Michael Gunner in the crowd.
Just saw him at the TARS game, Australia Day. He was there.
Yeah.
So the kick from McCarthy. Kicks to a 2-on-1. That was Tim Brooks saw that one over for the Crocs, and we'll have boundary throw in.
He was there with Paul Kirby, who got the promotion.
Certainly did.
If you want a promotion, hang out with the Chief Minister at the footy.
Now Minister for Primary Industries and Resources.
17-point lead to the Crocs here. They're in control. Waratah desperately need a goal going into the three-quarter time break. Bit of a scrummage. Ruska off a step. Belted forward. Here we go. Waratah are out here. It's a interesting style kick. Needs to get towards the boundary line. Just gets held up for the moment. Oh, big crunching tackle. Reward that. Umpire lets that one go.
Surely.
Beautiful tackle from Tutupu. Big fly at the back from Luke Davies. Mummery. So Stewart up to left half forward. Ball pops out. He's Josiah Farah for his third. He's put it straight across the face.
See, Districts have put Bugler behind the footy in these dying stages, so I reckon it's good coaching that. Because I reckon if Districts were to kick one more, I reckon it's game over.
So in the left back pocket for Waratah. He comes out.
High flyer there.
Now they come straight back in though to the tune of Brandon Ruska. Inside 50 now. And there's been a free kick paid. It's going the way of the Waratah. Thomas Arundel goes long down the line. He's got Bugler down there. Bugler flies from the back. Crocs get it back inside, attacking 50. Barlow out of his reach. It's spoiled. It's Ruska. It's come out the back. Here's Rosier. And umpires put the whistle away for now. Mummery bends it back. That's a good goal.
That's the icing on the cake.
Exactly what TARS didn't want. You could see it coming though. They had got momentum, Districts, and good opportunity to go, but just putting pressure on, and Mummery's taken full advantage of this one. Could have maybe been dropping the ball with a prior opportunity, but
good goal to Mummery. The way this game's played out, it could almost be Q in the rack sort of stuff for Waratah.
Yeah, I think so.
Something's going to have to drastically change. Can they get a sneaky one here? Anchors, wins a clearance, gets a kick up to centre half forward. Well trapped.
It's all Crocs now.
Comes back out. Here's Flanagan.
Oh, they can't even get a bounce. Oh, dear.
Ruska. It's a nice kick. Ooh. And 50.
Wow.
That will hurt.
That's a pretty interesting call, that one.
Well, there's been a lot of chat about abuse at umpires this week, and, well, there's no shortage coming from the crowd tonight either.
No.
I reckon Tars, even if they won this, I still reckon they've got to win next week. I'm interested to see which way the coaches go next week with trying to play for this third spot. If you're wanting to win a premiership, that means blokes will have to fly. You'd have to play 4 games in a row. It means that fly-ins would have to fly 5 games in a row as he kicks the goal.
Trying to Steve Ruska.
But yeah, it means he's got to fly 5 weeks in a row over, which is a fair effort, I reckon. So to do that, it'd be interesting to see whether sides are looking to win a premiership. Because either way, they're going to have to play 4 games. Oh, no, sorry, it's the second chance they could go straight in if they were to win 2 in a row. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether they go, we're going to rest up and just from 4th have a crack at it, or we're going to go for it and try and get that 3rd spot.
So, of course, Ricky, for those playing along at home, 3rd and above is a doubles chance, isn't it?
Yep. First gets the bye. If you finish first, you get the bye the first week of the finals.
So here's Brady Carroll going off the deck. Mincolt misses it. Tambling goes with the hands outside to McAdam. Runs into trouble, goes backwards. And they're just stuffing around with it a bit here, the Crocs.
Shoes come off in the process.
Get that one inside 50. Here's Abe Anchors. He's moved forward. Gets around on the right. Then the kick is a goal.
Missed it.
No, it's a behind.
Unbelievable. You really need to nail them. Here's the crowd's really letting rip.
Glad we're up in the safety of the commentary box just quietly.
As we've just ticked over 26 minutes. And Tambling sees that one over the line, out of bounds on the full. So a lot longer quarter this one, gentlemen. What we've had in the previous quarters.
It's the last game of the triple header at TIO Stadium on a Saturday. They're just they're teasing us. They say stay a little bit longer.
You guys thought you were going to go home? Not on my watch.
The last triple header of the home and away season to this round.
I think there's a bit of an advantage playing here because the grand final starts at 7, I think. So it's mainly a night game where during the year you don't play a lot of night games. So
Here's Staunton charging off half back, gets a long kick down the line in the Barlow direction. He'll run onto this one, just bangs it in there quickly. Does Barlow, gets into the pocket, and that one's over the line. Bugler will say that one over, is it? No. It is McCarthy.
Boundary umpire's got some good ball movement there. Boundary umpire's got a fair run to get to this one.
Absolutely.
Might need a little bit of a rest when he gets there.
Good effort from that young man.
Look at the quality of the throw-in. That is a very fit person. Well done.
Absolutely. Gillhouse with the tap down. Douglas at ground level, put the head down. Umpire lets it go. Mincolt gets a handball away. And there we go. It is 3/4 time here at TIO Stadium, where it's Waratah 7-3-45 to the in control at Southern Districts 10-14-74. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Mental strength to get through this. What we need though is you've got to play smart football. We can still keep going, we can play fast tempo, we can play slow tempo. But best of all, you have to make sure this 1v1 doesn't stop getting on. If you go away from it, it allows them to rebound off half back and then we're screwed. Alright? So make sure we use the ball wide and we can come back through the middle of the ground and let's try and take some risks through the middle. Calculated risk. I don't mean just go off with Russell said. It's either, yep, I look inboard, it's on, no, it's not on, and then I find another position. You understand? We all good? Anything from you blokes? We all good? There's the message. Have some fun. And when Josiah kicks goals like that and we all go and celebrate, the next person that kicks a goal, Stevie stands over the ball and they give us a cheap free kick. Let's go back and put them through and we fucking celebrate. That's what you do. Come on, boys. And have some fun. Hey, give me everything you've got. Give me your best individual effort you've got, and as a collective, as a team, let's go together. Come on, let's do this now! 1, 2, 3!
Welcome back to 7-2's coverage of the TIO NTFL season around a 17 action. It's the Crocs in control by 29 points. Rick, they had a great quarter that quarter.
Yeah, they flexed a bit of muscle. So coming into the game, I thought Districts have a good winner. I reckon Tars have been absolutely super so far. But, yeah, certainly that quarter, I think they flexed a bit of muscle and played some pretty good footy.
They just push it out to a tough margin now for the Tars. I mean, I've always said across the game today, there's a lot more riding on them for this. As you pointed out before, Ricky, that a bump up into third spot at the end of the season gives them a double chance come finals time. Both teams do look like they will make finals, but yeah, Southern Districts certainly looking the better team tonight, though.
Said before, it'd be interesting in Tars' minds. I reckon they've been absolutely super with the list they've got. I reckon they've got everything out of it. I think they've been absolutely terrific, Tars. Haven't made the finals for a long time. Yeah, do they say, are they going for the flag, or do they say, hey, let's try and win a final, because we haven't played? It'd just be interesting to see what mindset they sort of go into it. So to win a final would be an unbelievable year, I believe, with what they've got.
Staunton come charging through, gets a handball away. Lee Dale off a step, gets it inside, attacking 50 for the Crocs. Here is Tim Brook out on the charge, gets around his man. Oh, Bugler just copped one to the ear there, it looks like. Meanwhile, Tambling. That's a nice goal from that man.
Well, we called him to step up a little bit earlier, didn't we? We said he'd been a bit quiet in the first half.
And have a look at that.
Be happy with that one. The boys get around him.
It's a nice snap.
There you go,
man. It looks like Bugler copped one. If we just have a look at the replay, it looks like Bugles cops one to the side of the head. Almost he grabbed his ear. If we have a look at this replay, yeah.
He went straight for the ear, didn't he?
Mm.
What do you call it? The ear massage, Nick?
Ear massage, yes.
Yeah.
Love a good ear massage.
Went a bit too rough on that ear massage.
He hasn't done anything to his jaw, because that's where I reckon it got him. So.
Yeah, he's coming off.
Or his neck looks very stiff, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're seeing off camera at the moment. He's a bit sore coming off.
Meanwhile, back in the middle, going backwards with the hands. It's Flanagan. It's up to right half forward. It's coming back the other way, though. Haybankers with a nice pressuring chase. Tambling. He's done well. The umpire's paid that. They've just had the better luck with the umpires tonight, I feel, the Crocs. Those 50-50s have been winning. So inside 50 now with the Crocs. And that one's holding the ball. And Fitty. Paying 50 cent.
Into club.
Did you go to Nelly through the week?
No, my bedtime's 7 o'clock. I mean, I don't know how I'm awake right now, to be honest. Did you?
No.
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 Can't think of anything worse. What about you, Rick? Did you go to Nelly through the week?
My wife wouldn't let me.
Did you want to, though?
Yeah, I do want to. I go to support acts when they come to Darwin, is what I believe in. Don't know any of her songs, but...
Did you say her songs? Her songs. There we go, you heard it here first. Nelly is a woman. Ben Cook gets a handball out to the pocket, but it's Barlow with a clearing kick. That's out of bounds on the full. I'll tell you what we haven't seen all year is anyone sitting in that grandstand. I want to see that more next week, please. More people around that side. What a great grandstand. Look at that spot.
With a bit good seat, especially for the night game, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think Wanderers fans would have been very happy when that went up, though. That is right in front of their shed there.
Caused much controversy. Here's the Waratah. Currently down by 35. Kick comes in. Gilhouse flies. And that one's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Have a little bump on the way through, didn't he? Now, what for?
Been told Shannon Motlop put a sign on that grandstand. He called it the Shannon Motlop grandstand.
There you go.
Officially.
There you go. He's a smart man, Shannon Motlop.
He's got every right to being a North Melbourne Premiership player. Playing for such a great club.
Well, if you called it the Motlop stand, you'd have one of several that it could be named after.
So the ball thrown back in. Gilhouse, some nice body work there. What can Waratah conjure up? It's a bit of a trip. Umpire lets that one go. Lee Dale winds around and chopped off. While Westerberg, although he dropped the mark. Flanagan gets the kick back inside, attacking 50. Matty Blake there. It's outworked by McGregor. Zobel goes backwards.
They've been doing that a lot tonight.
They sure have. Daly Banks off a step to Abe Ankers. And he's won the free kick.
Got the ball for it.
Looks to move it quickly. Here's Thomas Arundel. Winds around on the right. Just put it straight down the throat. I don't know if Big Gilhouse was thinking there. Here's Tapu. It's a kick. I don't know how I said it that time.
You started there a bit.
Here's Bo Swartz. He's put that out of bounds on the full. Sorry, Big Shem. I've stunk it up a few times tonight, mate.
Just feel like the Tars have been a little bit slippery with their marking tonight, both in and out of contests as well. Is something you've noted at all, Ricky?
Yeah, it has, but I've got some terrible breaking news, and that is that Justin Bugler looks like he's broken his jaw.
Is that right?
Fair, come far
it's
out.
Not good.
Holy moly. It's not good news. Meanwhile, at half forward for Waratah. They've won a free kick for too high.
I was thinking when he was coming off Tars, like, do they next week, do they just get everyone right, get for the first final, and then just have an absolute crack at it? You know, if there's any 50-50s, you know, if they win next week, then it's just a bonus. But just don't fly anyone in, get everyone right, and then, you know, try and, you know, they were absolutely awesome against Tiwi, who are really in with a crack at winning this flag.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, that's terrible news. He's a ripper bloke, Buggs, and wouldn't have played final for Tars for a while. So if that's the case, it's not justice.
And that win last week against Tiwi, I mean, they have just put the foot on the accelerator since Christmas. So to slow them down, to get that win was no small feat.
I've just received a picture message of the that grandstand on the outer side that we were talking about earlier, and it's got Shannon Motlop's name. There's Shannon Motlop stand on it. He's put it up.
Done it. Is it just on a little, like a post-it note, or?
Snap out of congestion. Have a look at that.
Wow.
Kiranua again.
Much needed goal. Absolutely.
Yeah, look, Tars, Timmy Mosquito's another injury. They've had a bit of bad luck. You know, if Bugler doesn't go, if you can beat Tiwi, you can beat anyone, can't you? So they've been very brave and been terrific. I'm not saying the year's over and that, but it'd be just good if they had a bit of luck going into finals.
Absolutely.
So broken jaw, how long would you be out for that one, Ricky?
A long time. He won't play this year.
No more finals.
What about for his down south, Rick?
I reckon it's about a 2 month.
So Carroll getting the clearing sock off the ground forward.
That was a clever little flick, wasn't it?
There's Farah. He's in the middle of the ground. Dangerous kick, just hangs up.
Well, Fireman Sam's had a lot of the footy tonight. He's played well.
Flanagan. Mr. February.
Oh, a bit worried about what he's doing here, though.
That wide to Douglas.
They've really been pushing that backwards to go forwards, but I mean, you can only push it so much.
Here's Cam Douglas rocking the Ricky Nolan style hairdo. Ball comes out to Fitzgerald. Here he is again, Douglas. He has his hat on a stick. He'll be in the best tonight.
Flanagan, I think it was.
Yes, you're right. So at half-back now, the Crocs. Bowden gets a handball. They're away here on the outer wing. Hooley-dooly, they're in space. It's Lionel Ogden. Abe Ankers does well to make up that ground. The kick comes back inboard. It's Bradley Valance, not the brother of Holly. Goes long in the Leedale direction. Comes out the back. Mummery runs onto it. Goes off the deck. But again, Waratah with the numbers. That's a dangerous kick. Coming back, Bowden. And receive a handball over the top. Puts it on the left. That's a nice looking kick, although just out of reach of...
You can't mess that up, eh?
Stumping around with it a bit.
In your back 50.
And that one's coming back, is it? That's a goal. And... like he pulled a hammy or something as he kicked it.
A little bit of a wobble on him.
Yes, Koopman gets another.
How many is that for tonight? He's kicked a few, hasn't he?
4?
Yes, that's his 4th.
5 last week.
I mean, he's that guy come finals that especially with Will Farrer back, he'll probably get the 4th or 5th best backman, and he can just sneak under the radar of teams.
Kick a bag. It's got into a bit of an Irish jig there at the end. So Southern District's well and truly in control, out to 35 points. Here's Brody Carroll charging out of the middle for Waratah. Tambling, it's an out in front. Maddie Blake, she's gone the first option, got wrapped up. Umpire let it go. It's a throw. Some nice hands in the back. Here we go, Matt Blake. That's a good kick.
Lovely kick.
Centers the ball. Another one on. And just pop it over the top to McKenzie. Goes with a snap. Inside attacking 50. Big Shem Tatapu. He's been a bit quieter compared to last week.
Interesting with McKenzie's former Melbourne Demons player. Played 79 games with them, but I think this is game number 5, so I think he will be forced to play next week if he's wanting to play finals to qualify, if I'm correct on that one.
So ball thrown back in. Renewal with a sneaky handball out the back. The kick comes to the top of the square. No one home for Waratah. Just with Bugler out now, Rick, who plays that role moving into the finals?
I think they won last week without Bugler, so it's not all over. Yeah. Something Tars have done this year is beat the good sides, and they've lost the games they shouldn't. Everyone thought they'd win, so. I would say Waddell, but I think he's better up forward, Waddell.
So, nice smother on the kick coming out from Errol McConnell.
Although if McKenzie was to play, because I don't reckon McKenzie and Waddell would have played on the same side, maybe he could be their target and Waddell could go back, maybe.
Who was the other? Newton? Played at Melbourne.
Yeah, he hasn't qualified.
Hasn't he? Thrown back in. Tambling, charging off out of the back line. Here's Josiah Farrer.
Jeez, he's got some pace, doesn't he?
He's a quick man for a big unit.
Nearly lost it in the bounce, but he's keep going. He'll keep going. He's getting chased down.
The kick comes over the top. It's a nice kick. Umpire lets that one go. Waratah with numbers.
No, they messed this up before, trying to get it out of the defensive 50 here.
Outstanding Luke Davis there to get back and put pressure on Ogden. He really harassed Ogden, who really ran hard. It was well done by Luke Davis. Saved a certain goal there.
Jordan Gardner with a kick down the line. It's juggled over the line, and we'll have boundary throwing on the outer wing right in front of the scoreboard.
The things Tars do well, just those little things. They're prepared to chase, they're fit, they work hard.
With ball thrown back in, Waratah win that clearance. Kick comes down. They gain about 50 metres. Jordan McKenzie says that one over the line.
Dean Staunton on picture there, on a stretch.
He's in great form, isn't he?
Yeah, It's exciting, his form going into finals. Jared Brennan's another one not playing for districts today. Be interesting districts with their fly-in situation. I reckon they've got 5 or 6 very good players qualified, but you can only pick 4, so it'll be interesting to see which way Shannon Rusker goes with that.
Has Leroy Jetta been?
Nah, he hasn't played much this year. He might have played 1 or 2 early, but he's not qualified.
So the average kick at half back, in the middle of the ground. Rusker gets a kick away. Kenzie does well, keeps that in front. So Rundle, kick's chopped off though. It's coming back. McAdam runs onto it, takes a mark. It's a good one too, running back with the flight of the ball. He's got players inside. He's just stunk that one up though. It's Cam Douglas. Chopped that one off for Waratah. Kick goes out to the outer side wing. Westerberg doesn't quite make it there for Waratah. The ball comes back inside 50 for the Crocs. Big tackle. It's a crunching tackle too. And he's paid too high. I don't know which way this is going, actually. Oh, it's going the way of Waratah. Dangerous kick.
Worked.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Dolly.
Can't bag it because it worked. Well done, Mummery.
That was very brave.
Yeah, well done.
So they get it down the line. Nice spoil from Dale. One's over the line. No, it stays in.
We'll be better off it going over the line.
Absolutely. It's back inside attacking 50. Farah. Too easy. Lands on his chest. He'll have a set shot at goal at about 40 out, directly in front.
I reckon just with Farah going forward, if something doesn't work in finals, you're always looking to throw the magnets around. And I reckon this bloke could be handy when you throwing some magnets around. Just something to have up Shannon Rusker's sleeve that's well. I reckon it's worked well tonight. And I think his brother's obviously the best option. But if things don't work, maybe Will can go into the ruck. This bloke can go to full forward.
Sai Farah. That's a goal.
How many's that?
That's his third.
All after half time as well. He missed a couple as well.
He's had a good game.
So, Ricky, the ladder currently as it stands in play at the moment, Nightcliff first, Southern Districts, Darwin Buffaloes, Waratah, Tiwi Bombers. You reckon Palmy, based on percentage, can't make finals with a round to go? Do you think that will be this year's finalists? Nightcliff, Southern Districts, Darwin Buffaloes, Waratah and Tiwi Bombers?
So I reckon Nightcliff are an absolute lock because they will win tomorrow. So they are first. It'll be Districts. The winner of Buffs and Tars will finish third. I reckon because Tiwi's percentage is just a little bit below. So that's why I don't reckon Tiwi can come third.
Yeah.
Tiwi plays St Mary's. They'd have to have a big win next week to finish third. So I reckon it'll be the winner of the Buffs, Waratahs will finish third, and then it'll be Waratahs and Tiwi will finish fourth and fifth. And doesn't matter, fourth or fifth, it doesn't matter. You play each other. So.
Yeah.
Kick up to centre forward. Here's Brody Carroll for Waratah. They snag one here. It's a good kick. It's a nice small coming over the back too. That one's over straight into the point post, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
So Tiwi could sneak into third.
Yeah.
If Waratahs were to win next week.
Big Sham, have a look at that. Nice work from the big man. He gets his second.
So Tiwi need to beat, I reckon, Waratahs have got to beat Buffs, and then if Tiwi have a big win over, because then Buffaloes have got the better percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tiwi need Waratahs to win, and then they need to beat St Mary's by not that big of a margin, but then they could jump over Waratahs to finish third. So Tiwi still could finish third.
So we look at the moment, Darwin Buffalo is currently sitting on third. A lot's riding on the line for them next week then, because they could really drop a couple of positions.
And a fifth, yeah.
Yeah,
they
go from
could,
third to fifth, which, like you said, they lose that second chance then going into finals.
Yeah.
Is Matty Campbell back next week or week after?
He's on his second of third week, so he won't come back till finals.
I reckon Tiwi get Dion Moncara back next week, though.
Yes, yep.
Well, did he get two, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Barlow. Gets a kick away up to full forward. Farah flies. Mummery runs onto it with a quick kick.
He couldn't quite bend it around.
He's just to the right and through for a minor. 18 minutes gone. Almost 19 minutes.
Will this be deliberate? No, he's touched it.
Gillhouse gets a handball backwards. Bowden. There's players down on the outer wing. Oh, nice work from Fireman of the Year.
I love this part of the season because, it doesn't matter how, it really does actually matter how you've played right across the year. To put a few more goals on the board when you're, if you win a game, margins really do count. And as you said, Ricky, we look at the Buffaloes before, perhaps some of their percentage points, if they had bigger wins, could hold them up into third.
The umpire paying a free kick for shepherding or holding or something. Anchors goes with a kick. It's a dropped mark. It's a dropped a pie. Absolutely. One's over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
I just think that double chance, you can have it, allows you to have a hiccup in a game or a hiccup in a quarter. And it does. It's pretty hard to play good footy 4 weeks in a row. So it just allows you to do, for an example, Districts last year had a hiccup first week of the finals and then still went on and won the flag. So it just allows you to have that hiccup.
McConnell with the kick. That's straight out of bounds on the full.
That was quite a shock, that loss by Districts in that first final, wasn't it, Ricky?
Yeah, so it's the pleasure of finishing 1, 2 or 3, I think.
Ruska with the average kick. They nearly turned it over. They've done well, the Crocs. No, they have turned it over. Oh, that free kick for...
That's why I reckon Tiwi, if they finish third, look out. Because they are a side that can have a bad quarter, and then it can be Mad Monday on Monday. But they finish third. I reckon they're a team that need to be watched. And they need to be watched if they finish fifth, but puts them in a good position.
Dean Staunton goes to Bowden, comes into Dale. Oh, good hands.
Fair grab.
Hey, that one.
Steve Ruska holding on to that one. Had heat coming from James Waratah. Across ground is Dean Staunton. He'll get it again. Must be in his own Supercoach side. He's been very impressive, Staunton, tonight. He'll have to be one of the informed midfielders of the comp. He's going to get it again. Barlow, again being impressive. And then Ruska, and there's 50 being paid there. Bit of advice coming over the fence. That's a good one. So the kick will come.
Sorry,
30 metres out.
I'm gone.
Did you just say a choke or something then?
So just on Districts with their fly-ins.
Yes.
5 fly-ins, I reckon. Lee Dale, Steve Ruska, Sebastian Grillhouse, Ed Barlow and Jared Brennan. So one of them has to miss out. And it's what all coaches need to do. Unfortunately, you need to qualify 5 in case one gets injured. But only one of those players will have to miss out. And I think Nycliffe have done pretty much similar. And you need to go that way. So, it'll be interesting to see which one of those 5 very good players misses out.
Brandon Ruska, of course, slotting the goal there for Southern Districts, extending the lead out to 42 points.
Geez, you wouldn't have thought it would blow out like this at half-time. I think it was 2 points in it, wasn't there, at half-time?
I think they've only scored 1 goal in the second half, have they? Waratah? Oh, no, maybe a couple more.
I think it was 37-39 at half-time.
Yeah. I've stunk that up, haven't I?
Well, a couple of goals.
Who's counting, really? You know,
It's not as if we're playing for premierships or anything.
Here we are back in the middle. Gillhouse with that nice tap. Shem Tatapu, though, winning that clearance off the nice work of Gillhouse.
Good skills for a big bloke, isn't he?
He does. I'm not sure about his goal kicking. That kick comes up to the top of the square. Snap on goal. Will it get home? Yes, it does.
It's interesting. Nycliffe obviously sitting on top of the ladder at the moment. The last premiership they won, though, was in the 1964-1965 season.
There we go. It's full time here at TIO Stadium, and it was Southern Districts too good in the end of 14-15, 99 to Waratah 10-3, 63. Rick, the Crocs were too good, led by the likes of Lee Dale and Staunton, weren't they?
Yeah, they're humming along nicely. So, yeah, as I said, I think they've got a gear or two, a few players to come back into their side. They've got good depth. So, they're looking like they'll be around the money.
Matty, they've definitely found form leading into finals, haven't they?
Yeah, well, look, they had a bit of a rocky mid-season. I think they won about 6 or 7 in a row. Then they dropped a few just before Christmas, couple after. But, you know, this is the team that won last year's grand final, and they've flexed their muscles again tonight.
Absolutely. It's been a cracker from them, and Waratah played well also, but Crocs too good in the end. 14-15-99 to Waratah, 10-3-63. Thanks for joining us at home. We'll see you next week.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alert.